Hi Flosstube, this is Luella with Stitching on the Go, and I want to welcome you back to my channel, and this is episode number 7. I want to thank those that are just coming in and those also that have been with me throughout this journey, and I do want to apologize for those that saw last week's video. I saw little snippets of it and then things were coming back to me afterwards. I must have been extremely tired because I said it was episode number 9 and it actually was 6. And no, I'm not dyslexic. I don't think. Anyway. And then also I noticed that I remember that I pretty much breezed through the magnifying light. There's some awesome features on there that I am going to bring up later in another video. I am working on a video. I did a clip earlier today of my craft studio. It's part of my living room because I only live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So my closet is my walk-in warehouse where all my floss is stored and all of that, but all the rest of my stuff is out in the living room. I have a desk and then I have a folding table, and I am trying to set it up so that I can record over there, and I've already started setting it up so that I actually use my computer monitor instead of the tablet now to do my charts. So when I'm looking at it, it's bigger. And I love it because then I can zoom in fairly easily and scroll through. I don't have as much of a chance to bounce from page to page if I accidentally hit something wrong. So I'm excited about it. I just started doing that this week. Most of it is because I finally got a virus protector on my computer. Now I just have to figure out the whole ins and outs of mirroring my camera to the computer screen so that I can videotape over there and also get my printer set up and all of that. And this Friday I plan on getting a tripod and some lights. I've seen, I think Farm Girl said she got some umbrella lights from Amazon, fairly reasonably priced, because it is dark over in my living room. And plus the computer program to actually edit. So I'm moving on up in the world. So I'm really excited about that. So I did kind of show a before. It's quite messy, but and there are a few things that I have to find, like the camera bag. I have my camera. It was sitting out, but where did my camera bag go? That has the cords and the battery charger and all that wonderful stuff. So, somewhere that has walked off and is hiding on me. I did find the cover sheet for my pattern for the Harvest Chalkful. So I was able to put that in my binder. But that's only one binder of a few things that I'm missing. I'm missing my wallet too. I know it's in the house because I didn't take it anywhere. I only noticed that it was missing because it has my checks in there, and I don't take that with me. I have got a camera or a case that holds my like my driver's license, my debit card. So I knew I haven't been taking it around. I just have to figure out where I stuck it, and that might be a while. So in the whole process of cleaning up my my craft studio, I am looking for some of these missing items that we've noticed in the last week or two. So that is exciting. I'm really excited about that. Sometimes it seems a little daunting to figure out the camera and the video stuff. The last few ones are actually all except for the very first one. I have just been recording and then putting them up. So I am looking forward to doing, getting like a start and end, and being able to insert pictures, especially when I've got pictures of a lot of stuff that I finished, but that's what they are, is they're pictures, because most of my stuff went to family members. And I'm notorious to coming across a birthday and we're doing a celebration and I'm like, oh, let's look in my stash and see what, if there's anything I've done that might fit that person's personality. I don't give just to give. I do really try to say, what is that person interested in? So say my sister and brother-in-law, 2 times I've given them presents, one to each one, and they were both things that I had in my stash. They love the sea, so anything seashells and nautical kind type things, and they're also very religious. So I found a couple things, that were related to the sea. One was the footprints that I had done quite a few years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago, and then another one that was has something with time, but it has seashells. I've seen it around. It was a kit, and so it was nice to have projects that I could just put into a frame, or like with the footprints one, I actually didn't get it into a frame. I got it on the foam board and everything. But then he said that he had found one that just absolutely fit it, and it was gorgeous. So it worked out great. I'm really happy and that. So that's how I kind of look at it. So I know what they like. I try to keep like a running tab, at least in my mind, of what my family members like, and so I will pull something out of my stash that they might like. Now recently I've basically been stitching for myself because I don't have anything in my apartment, and haven't had anything, so now I'm kind of stitching some for myself, and then I do have some that are slotted to go to others, like my gone fishing. I'm not a fisherman, but I have several family members that are avid fishermen. They love it. One's my brother-in-law, and then the other one's my dad. And so I have a couple of patterns that are kind of slotted for them. I've started one of them, but it's kind of been put out on the wayside. But it is coming out this month, so that is exciting. I do need to get them going, and then others, I do stuff that my husband likes. He likes his bears and his like woodsy kind of thing, but I'm more of the beachy, kind of decor likes and everything. So anyway, it's and my patterns are kind of eclectic. I like bright light or bright colors, anything nature. So I was looking actually at some of my Heaven and Earth designs because I have about 50 of them. And some of them I had started printing off and then realized, why am I wasting the ink and the paper when I really only need the cover and that, because now I'm doing everything on computer, PDF. So I rarely refer to a paper one. The only time I would ever do that is if I'm like traveling, and then I can just print off like a page or whatever page I'm working on. So I've decided to print off the first page plus the floss and the symbols, because all of that I need. And so some of them I've already put into a binder. I'll kind of show that a little bit later. So exciting. I'm working on that. So how about I segue right into finishes. I have 2 finishes this week. And the first one I was so close last time. This is the Chalkful. And so let's see if I can find, let's see if this works. There. Oh, that's good. Or as good as I'm going to get it with this camera. Anyway, I loved working with this. This is on 14 count chalk Ada. And so it's not the black, but I did use my magnifying light with this one all the way through. This was the very first time working with fancy floss. And one of the things I noticed is, because of the design, I'm not sure if it's not as well coverage as like DMC or what, but they look like such petite little stitches. I don't know if you can see that. And I love it. It just seems a little different. I should do maybe a scrap on this black with DMC to see how it compares. But they look like such little dainty stitches, and they're on 14 count, which is the same thing I've been working with forever. So I did notice that, and I'm not sure if it's the DMC or the fancy floss, or if it's the fabric. So we'll see. But I also got the small den. So this one I'm going to do up into a little pillow because I did not get the bucket, which is fine. I think I'm going to like it in a little pillow better. I'm going to do a few little pillows shortly here with some of my smalls that I have. So those are the 2 finishes, and I just absolutely loved stitching them. So that kind of finished up July. And I would consider those both smalls just because of how big the rest of my work usually is. So the next August 1st, I started the August challenges. I think I showed you last week. These 24 hours of cross stitch. So I have, this is the bonus one. These are holidays. I mean, and they're crazy. So, like National Watermelon Day, Lazy Day, World Cross Stitch Day. So that I did not know. That's awesome. That starts the 24 hours of cross stitch in, I think, 48 hours. So I think it ends on Sunday. I don't know. I have to look at it. That's this Friday. So, I mean, like National Lighthouse Day, Wiggle Your Toes Day, Left-Handers Day, World Elephant Day. I wish I was doing an elephant because then I would be doing my elephant on that day because I love elephants. But this is the first time I've been doing these challenges, and so far I'm loving it. So the very first day I was supposed to do National Mountain Climbing Day, so I decided to start a new one. This is one that I had wanted to do for a while. It is... Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me go grab the picture. Sorry about that. Okay, so as I said, National Mountain Climbing Day, and I wanted to start this one. It is by the Cross Stitch Studio. It's called From the Ashes, and it's an Abraham Hunter picture. And since I found him about a year ago on Facebook, I've absolutely loved his artwork. And one of his pictures that I fell in love with is a picture that he did after the Smoky Mountain fire. And so this picture from the ashes, and this is not going to be a very good picture, it's because it's a print off of something, is what the pattern that I fell in love with, because my husband likes the bears, and I love the mountains and everything else. Now, because of the size of this, I actually am starting probably right up in here, and I will do the bear, come down to here, and probably come over here and that. So I am actually cropping it down. I am not doing the whole thing. It will get a majority of, the idea, so it will have the rocks, the mountains, the sunset, the bears, the trees, and the new foliage. And I'm telling you, that is an awful picture. My printer did a horrible picture, so it's so much better. If you want to see the real one that's done, either go to Abraham Hunter's website or go to the Cross Stitch Studio, and she's got it up there. And then there's a companion one where there's a mama bear holding her baby bear, and it's comforting the baby bear because they don't know where they're gonna go. They're homeless. So I want to do that one after I get done with this one. So I said, I'm going to start this. This is on my challenge to do that. And these are actually the bonus challenges. Some of the other challenges actually don't start until the middle of August. And so really the only one that's going on right now is like the 24 minutes. So it's a good time to get working on the bonus ones. And you don't have to stitch them on that day, but that's the day that I've kind of allotted for it. So two things. I'm going to be showing you the, well, actually, I'll just do that. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to post this on Instagram, my start, because, quite frankly, I can't take out the big thing. It's huge. It's another one that covers the back of my sofa. So this is how much I have gotten. And we're starting, obviously, in a in the trees. There's some little purples in there, so the sunset's coming through. But I got 240 stitches done, so that equals 2 days. And then I realized I allotted 3 days for it. So it'll come back out again this month. And then whenever I feel like I want to just stitch on it. This one's going to be a slow one probably, because it is big and I have so many other projects, and because I don't have that much room on my walls, I'm not in a rush to get it done. So it'll be one of those process ones. It'll probably take me a couple years, just because I'm not working on it. I have other ones, so I'm good with that. And I'll put it on the challenges when it meets the challenges, and then work on it slowly. But because I have the history of chocolate, as one that I really want to get done prior to my son and his wife going out west, but that's like 2 months, and I could do it if I just did just that, and I am doing it for the 100-day challenge for the Heaven and Earth Design. Oh, now I can't even think of it. I know Portia does it. She's she's the one that it's her site. But we only work on the Haid ones for that challenge. It is also around the world challenge, and then the 100-day challenges. She has, I think, like 5 of them. And I made the first 100, and then I bombed on the second 100. And this one, she says it's take 2, but I don't know. I'm confused by now. So anyway, it started August 1st, and it's just 20 stitches. So I am using my history of chocolate to get a boost, just to get into it. And then I know I have it for 2 bonus days plus 2 days in the acoustic homework. So, and it will also be probably the one that I work on the most in the 24-hour, in the 48-hour period. And then I will have 2-day sprint, which it will be worked on then. But I haven't seen it posted yet, but I haven't been on Facebook a lot. So I don't know if they've posted the sprint days for this month yet. So it will get some work on it, probably the most out of all of them. So I did work on it. And I have a visible dragon coming through. I'm so happy. Look, we've got a cheek and an eye and a little ear. So I sent this picture off to, I thought, my daughter-in-law, and didn't realize until afterwards that my son was the one responding. And so I says, I think we should name him. And he was listing off all these. I recognized Frankenstein, and he said it kind of looks like the mix of Frankenstein and Roadrunner. And then he added some other name in there, and then I was totally lost. I says, I know who Frankenstein is. I know who Roadrunner is. No clue who this other one. He says it was. He started saying it was something with Superman, but then he changed it. He says, no, it's with Batman. I haven't seen any of those. Don't care to. They're not my style. So, which he understood. And anyway, so my little dragon's named Frank Jr. So we'll go with that until he realizes it is actually a really cute dragon. But he might get this. He might end up getting, it might end up staying the same one. But I don't know. It was, I just thought he needed a name. So I will continue working on Frank Jr. Because he is the rest of the pattern. The only thing I'll catch a little bit here and there of the book as the background, and then he's eating a piece of chocolate. So there'll be a big piece of chocolate in there that he's eating. So I'm kind of getting excited. This is the third page out of 4.5. So, I mean, I think I'm over the halfway mark. And so I can't wait to work on him. He's been fun. I think that is all that I have done for my works in progress this week. A few others will come out this week, but other than that, yeah, I am. Okay, it's getting to my right page. I'm back to my right page. My big project that I did work on this week, and I am really excited. So, some of you saw on Instagram that I actually got a project bag done. Now, I was aiming for the ones that had the vinyl front, and I says, well, you know something, let me just do the envelope one and see. And so, this is my very first envelope project bag. And I was so happy that even the vegetables kind of lined up. Not perfectly, but yeah, I was kind of happy about that. And then the inside is this pretty plaid. But it is pretty roomy. It holds the pages, and then it holds the what do you call it? My fabric. On a project this big, I wouldn't actually have the thread with in the project bag, no matter what project bag I have, because I have them in those bead organizers. And so, because like that one, I'm trying it in the smaller one, where you just stand them up, a regular, like, you know, the floss organizers, but I'm not sure I really like it. I don't have enough of the empty bead ones, so probably Friday I will go down and get 3 more of those, because with the Heaven and Earth Designs and the Cross Stitch Studio, you're looking at between 80 and 100 for a regular pattern. Different colors, and it is so nice just to be able to drop it in there, needle in there. I don't have to put it in anything. The thread that I take off, I don't have to wind it back up. I can just stick it in the little section. And so, yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to give in by Friday and then just go get it. But as I said, I'm not too worried about that one. I don't even have all of the threads put in there. So one day I'm going to need to just take a few minutes and go get the rest of the threads. I probably have like 70 out of the 90 that's sitting in my thing. And then I know I have them all here. I just need to pull them from the, what I call is the warehouse. So, I was running into here and there, and I think I had to go like 3 times to go get one I didn't have, and every single time they were in there, because I know I've bought the floss for all of that, and some of it takes a lot of floss. I mean, like the black called for 55 skeins of black, and she does hers, I think, with 14 count. That's the thread usage is for 14 count. So, but I'm only really doing half the pattern, so I'm gonna have a lot of leftover floss, but it'll get used up someday. So here's my second bag that I made. I decided to make a small one, and it has the red, like I had shown last week. These are for the small projects. I decided that I did want to go 1 inch bigger. So my pattern is for 1 inch bigger. I didn't use as big of a flap. Now, on both the first one and this one, I have not stuck anything up here yet. This pattern was, I watched the tutorial from Vanna Pfeiffer. So, the Twisted Stitcher. She uses Velcro up here. I've never cared for Velcro, although I might, for these, just because it's not something that you're, going to be, like, ripping, I just hate the sound of it coming open. So I remember getting a Bible cover, and part of it had Velcro on it, and I'm like, why? Because the last thing I want to be is in church, rip, rip, that horrible sound in church. And so I think I took it off. So I tend not to put Velcro on things because of, the sound it makes, and I don't like drawing attention to myself, so when I'm out or anything like that. So, but this, you only use it at the very beginning, you take your stuff out, so I might. But I did find another solution, and that is a button. So here's the inside fabric from the first one. I absolutely loved it, and this one has pumpkins on the inside. Now, they technically were supposed to be on the outside, but the way I cut it, I totally forgot to flip the fabric. So the curved edges, the pumpkins would have been upside down for the front if I had used it that way. So, to be honest, I really was not that sad. I actually love this plaid more than I love the pumpkins, but they're kind of cute. But so what I did is I did put these little loops in there. So they're just a loop. In that way, with the smaller projects, I can kit it up and put them on a ring. So I can attach the ring here, then I can just flip it inside and put the thread in there, and then I know I can just pull it out, so I don't have to hunt for my thread. So one of them I thought would be good for a thread. The other one I thought would be good for maybe making some cute little needle books, or attaching your scissors or something like that. It's not all thought out, but I put two in there. So then I decided to I found these cute little elephants buttons at Walmart, and there was 8 for like $2. So, and they're wood. So I've stuck that on there. I've sewn a little piece of ribbon on it, and then, okay, let's see if I can do this, and then I just attach to the little elephant. So made this one, and this one with strawberries, and I don't have it. I have some black and white buttons, so I just have to get that on there. This one holds my strawberry basket cross stitch, and the Christmas one holds my Victorian market. So those are two that's going to come out this month. I also got some, part of my haul is that I got this one. I found this one on clearance, which was great for me because I love the elephants. This is by So Much to Love, and it comes with a little heart zipper pull, and of course it is lined. Oh yeah, it's lined. It has this like aqua polka dots kind of, or Yeah. It matches the blue, the aqua, whatever. And so this one holds my Diligent Protector, the angel with the 2 kids. And so I'm enjoying that. And I have 4 that hasn't gotten here yet. But the second one by So Much to Love came also this week. And it is just adorable. I love this fabric. The tulips, the sunflowers, Don't Worry, Be Happy, Grow, You Can Grow, Your Own Way, Got Sunshine on a Cloudy Day. It's sunshine. I love it. And this one has a pink gingham inside. And so I stuck, because what makes me happy is a day on the beach. And so I stuck my beach cottages in here. And I'm going to absolutely love looking at this while I'm stitching. So that is that bag. And I have 4 others, or maybe 3. I know that at least one of them is coming from the lady in Green Bay, Dot Design. I know I'm not saying it right, but I've heard from someone else on Flosstube that I saw this week that her mother has passed away. So I am assuming that that's why it's taking so longer to get here, and I can be patient. I can understand. I know that she's still working on them, but I am not in any hurry to any rush. I can make my own and that. But that one's the sunshine one, or the sunflower one. So then I have 2 others that are coming from a different one. I thought I had 4, but maybe not. Anyway, so they just make me happy. I love seeing them, but I'm loving making them because I have all this fabric, this cute fabric that I've been holding on to. So I have a Thomas Kincaid one. I have some winter mittens and hats, and some bumblebees with the heart candy. So like for Valentine's Day, and all of that. So I have more, and I actually have kept my sewing machine set up here on the kitchen table. And I plan on hopefully getting some more. Now, back to the zipper ones. They're out. Or, the vinyl ones. I'm not liking the process of making those. So I do have quite a bit that's cut up into... They're actually the same. So I'm just going to make them so they zip on the top. And they're cloth inside and outside. And just basic, pouch bags. Because I think I have 8 of them, and they'll be for the smaller projects and all of that. I will be going to the envelope ones. I'm really liking them. I didn't think I would, more or less because the enticement of being able to see through the pouch to see what your project is. But I have little key things, the little paper ones that you can get at Walmart that I can add on there, and I can just write what the project is. And it's no big deal. So as I said, the vinyl ones are out. I'm not stitching them. I have way too much, I have not enough time to worry about something that's going to take me forever to get done when I have a lot of stitching to do. I'm sure that some of you can appreciate that. So I did have a couple patterns I got, just 2. So I finally found at the Dollar Tree last week a binder. So I just got this cheap dollar binder to put in my bigger project, or patterns. And so, oh, I'm gonna have to take it out of plastic. Thanksgiving is coming by a Prairie Schooler. This is a reprint because it's on regular paper, not cardstock. Not that I would even matter. I never started collecting them. This is my first Prairie Schooler, to be honest. Very first one. So I really like it. It says, the harvest all is gathered in and chilly north winds blow. Orchards have shared their treasures, the fields their yellow grain. So open wide the doorway, Thanksgiving comes again. So I thought that was really cute. Although I might have to do something with those birds. There's a couple flying birds and they look quite interesting. I don't know if you can see it. Something with their tail. I don't know. They're like got chopped off or something. But otherwise, I think this is really cute. And so someday I will make it. I have so much stuff on my things, that wish list that never ends. Literally never ends. So the other thing that I got is called Stitches for the Needleworker by Sue Hill Designs. And I really like this one particularly because of the sunflowers, the house, the birds. And then I like this. There are actually 9 of them. And I'm not sure I'll get all 9. We'll see. But I definitely want to do this one here. And it says, peace be to this house and the stitchers within. This sampler stitched by, you can put your name and your year you stitched it. And I think that's the only one that they have the name and that, because it goes into, you can stitch it up into one frame. I don't know. I'm not sure I have enough room to stitch up all of them. I think it's just better to do the individual ones. So that is all of my stitching for the week, and as I said, hopefully next week I will be in my new location for videoing, and hopefully I'll have some fully finished, because I have some bookcases that will sit behind where I videotape, and I want to stick some of the cute little, I want to make some little pillows and some, small finishes to put up there so that it's kind of like in my backdrop. And it's something cute to look at when I'm stitching or when people come over. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, I've had the corner for a while now with it, set up there, but I just have not, I've had to get settled for the summer for the job, which is going good. That, so I could get, financially, I could go ahead and get all the rest of the video camera stuff. Lights, cameras, action, all that wonderful stuff. So, and I'm also thinking about doing another, it's a totally different video series for kids, for my grandkids. And so that's also why I'm getting some of this, the lights and the tripods and different things like that. So I'm really excited about it. But I am also excited to get back to stitching. So I am going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next week. As always, if you like the video, put a thumbs up, and If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get notifications, or it comes up into your queue whenever I put up a new video. I try to do them every Sunday. And if you didn't watch last week's, we have the giveaway for when I reach 100 subscribers. So tell your friends. And once we get up there, it is the 2001 cross-stitch designs by Better Homes. And I also came across a few other things that I'm going to add in there as a giveaway for when I hit 100 subscribers. So I'm excited to see when that happens. Ooh, there's a fly. Anyway, so tell your friends. And if you got any comments, just leave them below. I enjoy reading them. And I'll see you next week. Bye.